Hello, my name is Steve Kern, and I'm continuing my IRONCLADS Ether Flyers Warship Design project. I ended last video because I knocked down the thing and the camera, and Tezzy was sleeping against my materials, so I couldn't do anything. I was doing laundry, so I had to end the video anyways because I had to take care of that. So I'm lucky in that way. Unfortunate things happen, but then again, something else has to be it distracts me from what I was doing, and I had to deal with something else. So like I was physically assaulted on 18 March 2020, and at the time I had 2 weeks prior to that I had slept wrong and my neck was out of alignment, and I couldn't get it back in alignment without going to a chiropractor. And while the guy was throwing me against the car and putting me in headlocks and neck holds and threatening to kill me if I don't answer his questions honestly, and telling me that every answer I was telling was a lie. He actually accidentally, doing that half a dozen times, on one occasion he popped my neck, and I feigned that he hurt me, and it didn't hurt. But I didn't know at the time whether or not it fixed my neck, but a couple days later, yeah, my neck's fixed. So, but I ended up with broken half a dozen fractures around my eye socket, and he broke my cheekbone in 4 places. So, my eyeball floated. I think it still floats a little bit. My jaw is not properly lined. I may have some internal bleeding from that. I don't know. But whatever. That's life. So, let's see here. So I'm done talking about the mass and hull size stuff. So now, what I'm going to go into is the design specifications for my monitor, which is not actually the monitor, but so let's see here. Well, what happened was I put the pencils and stuff behind the camera, and when I was trying to grab it, I hit the camera system. So, let's see here. Let's see. Also, I have stigmatism. But there was a range in which I close up, astigmatism would go away. Once you broke my face, there is no zone in which I have astigmatism 100% of the time now. Canadian Navy. Canadian is a fictional nation of my own creation for RPG systems and tabletop miniature wargame systems. Naval Warship Design. So, name. We're going to call the Monitor series the Defender. And the Virginia series is going to be the Attacker. Because the Monitor, the Virginia was designed to attack the Union blockade, and the Monitor was designed to defend the Union blockade. So, they are within the two designs I'm making here for the Ironclads and Ether Flyers. They are test platforms for tactics and strategies, and for naval warships designs and combat tactics and strategies. So they're testing each other out. They are twin designs or parallel designs. I don't know what that is. That might be a bruise. Looks like a bruise. I don't know. Okay. So hull size is 4. That means the hull length is going to be 200 feet. Actually, it'll be like it could be between 151 and 200. Hull beam. It's not necessary for that warship design, but if you're going to make a model, this is a Ironclads Ether Flyers is a tabletop miniatures wargame system. So you want to make a model of this thing. You want to have some width, understand what the beam is. So let's go to the ships. And I opened this up a couple of sessions ago. Come on. Wait a minute. Here it is. This is when you lost the page, and that's not okay. So let's look at what's going on here. The beam hull proper is 34 feet. The armored raft is 43 feet. So let's see here, the beam on the Virginia (51 feet). Okay, let's see here. Armament. 2 X1 guns. Gun deck. Okay. 2 7-inch rifle. 2 6-inch rifle. 6 9-inch. So apparently, okay, we're going to worry about the armament later. Again, this is not, I'm not trying to replicate these warship designs. These are just inspirations of what they look like and what their performance is. They're both going to be hull size 4. So the Virginia, my version of the Virginia is going to have 2 broadsides, and 1 forward and 1 aft. We'll see. Wait a minute. Okay, so 43 feet beam. Draw out the shuttle. Let's see here. One turret. I'm sorry. One twin turret. Okay, 2 guns. Let's see here, what else do we want to do? Okay, let's see how fast these critters are. Six to 8 knots for the Monitor. $350 on the Virginia. $57 on the Monitor. So speed 2. For the Monitor. Let's see what this book says. Okay, do not have Virginia. 4 galleries, okay. Propeller driven, screw propelled, 1954 to 61. Coastal defense craft. Well, let's see, Guam. Historic explosion. Monitor, let's see here, top speed is 6 knots. And they did not have the Virginia listed here. Okay. Yeah, this one and this one I'm familiar with. 1787 for this guy, and 1803 for this guy. Okay. Step inside in again. There we go. And these are sailing ships. Cruise of the 1880s. Okay, this is 1880s cruisers, 1890s. Okay. 1870, 1871, 1876, 1897, 1870. Okay. United States. 1862, 1862, 1859, 1858, 1864, 1862, 1860, 1860, 1868. Oh, I was looking at Turkey. I was like, what kind of names are these? Okay. So, the Pasek, which is the Comanche, Catskill, Lehigh, Montauk, Nahant, Nantucket, Sangamon, yeah, okay. Then you got Mohopac, Manayunk, Manhattan, Saugus, Tippecanoe. Native American names. Then we have, okay, so speed 2. Okay. Which is 10 knots. Speed 1 is 5 knots. Speed 0 is 0 knots. Okay, I'm just joking there. Okay. So we have a name, we have hull size, which is hull length, we got hull beam, we got the drought, we got guns, we got speed. We got hull size, propulsion, coal bunker, armament. Okay, armor, weapons, speed, mass, background data. So, range, endurance. Okay, and let's see here. It's port defense, so we're not going to range is the game system doesn't really do range as much as it does endurance is range, sort of. Endurance is how many days you can run the engine. but that's assuming top speed of your 6 knots. For example, like you can do, okay, for your normal endurance of 6 knots for 10 days. But you can also say you want to double the output of the engine to 12 knots, and that'll be for 5 days. For each day you do double speed, you lose a day. Let's see here where I can find that. Facing movement. Each ship has a movement allowance, which is a number. Okay, this would be in the campaign section. So that would be in the campaign rules. Because with the campaign rules, you're traveling between ports and stuff. So we go over here. Advanced rules. Okay, slipping and sliding. Short battery, short naval bombardment, long exploding rounds, line of sight option. Okay, these are scenarios. Okay, campaign rules. Maps, open seas, full water. So in this game you have naval base, you have a port, and you have coaling stations. Naval base is a very large naval base facility with extensive shipyards and repair facilities. A port is a large port where naval vessels can put in for coal and limited repairs. Coaling stations are minor ports where ships can take on coal but cannot repair battle damage. For the rest of these rules, the term harbor will be used as a collective term for all coaling stations, ports, and naval bases. Okay, endurance refers to the number of days a ship can stay out at sea without renewing its coal supply. For purpose of these rules, there are two types of vessels, coastal ships and ocean-going ships. Coastal ships include all coastal defense monitors, gunboats, torpedo rams, and torpedo gunboats. Ocean-going ships are all others. Coastal ships carry 10 units of coal each. Ocean-going ships and all flyers carry 25. Ships consume 1 unit of coal per hex moved when at normal speed, and 2 units per hex at high speed. Okay. Flyers always consume 1 unit of coal per day day spent traveling. Flyers always consume 1 unit of coal per day spent traveling. Ships and flyers may replenish coal at coaling stations, ports, and naval bases. A flyer may replenish all of its coal in 1 day. A ship may take on 10 units coal per day. A maximum of 4 ships may take on coal at the same time at a coaling station. A maximum of 8 ships may take on coal at the same time at a port. A maximum of 12 ships may take on coal simultaneously at a naval base. Flyers do not count against these totals. Okay. One unit of coal per hex moved when at normal speed. Okay. Propulsion. Okay, coal bunker on a ship design. We're going to read this here. Select a coal bunker size. The size of the bunker multiplied by 10 is its weight in tons. Multiply the bunker size by 10 and divide by the engine size to determine the endurance in days. Note, for purposes of this game, all ships should have a fuel bunker size at least twice the size of their engine. The coal bunker does not cost anything to install. So, okay, speed. Speed, okay, so here's speed. That's all of this and that. Speed is the function of power to weight ratio, PW, and the length of the hull. The higher the PW and the longer the hull, the faster the ship. Multiply the engine size by, okay, well, basically what's going on here, I'll explain that. Okay, let's assume, like I did in the previous video, that each of these is a hull length of 1. So you have a hex, so this would be 50 feet, 50 feet, 50 feet, and 50 feet. So you have a ship that is, okay, somewhere of this dimension. Okay, so let's say it's equal to that, to the hexes. So this would be, if I had hex paper, I'd be able to do this, show this better. Okay, so this is 50 feet, so by having, if you had a ship that's only 1 hull size, That's going. This will be -4 to the PW. You have a ship that's hull size 2, like this. Now to add +2, like this. Now to add +3. Now I add +4. Actually, I need to separate it, or just throw it away altogether. Let's see here. So let's go over here. So you do your mathematical calculations, and you come up with your PW. The higher the PW, the longer the faster the ship. Multiply the engine size by 1,000, and divide the total tonnage of the hull to determine the PW rating. So, if the PW is 1, you have a speed of 3. Then you add this 3. Right? Okay, so you have that's your speed value is 3. So you have PW of 1.01, that'd be PW1. If you have 0.25, that'd be speed W2. Consult the speed chart and read down the corresponding PW value rolling down. If it falls between the two numbers, if the ship has a hull size 1, subtract 4 from the resulting number. So you have PW1 and a speed 3, and -4. It's a speed -1. So you cannot have a PW1 of a hull size 1 ship. Otherwise, add the hull size to the speed number. This is to find the ship's speed in knots, which is nautical miles per hour. So if I have a PW1 on a speed 3 and you have a hull size 4, its maximum speed is 7 knots. And then okay, for example, Trafalgar weighs 12,930 tons and has an engine size of 96. Divided 96 by 1293 equals to 7.4 PW, which runs down to 7, which deduces speed number of 9. Which is Trafalgar has hull size 7, which is added to the 9, which gives it a speed of 16 knots. The actual speed was 16.5. Okay, my notes is wrong. Speed -4 is knots. Okay, so it's speed minus. Okay, I said no. And I had said PW -4 is wrong. It's speed -4. Once you have determined the ship's speed in knots, you can determine the ship's game speed by dividing by 5. So if we have a speed, if our ship has a PW1, has a speed 3 plus 4 hull, that's speed 7. That's 7 knots divided by 5. Rounding fractions down is the result of its moving allowance, which is 1. we say that's not good enough. It has to be speed 6 or higher, so you have to have 4 plus 4 is 8 knots. So it has to be you need to have a PW2. Wait, nope. Well, speed 8. Actually, speed W2 would be speed 8. You need to be speed 10. Speed 2 of 10. So yeah, actually B2 1 and 2 would be proper for, but we want to give it a speed of 2. So we want to have a PW of 3. 3 plus 4 is 9, actually. Actually, we want to have speed 4, PW of 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. PW1 PW2 is actually realistic for the, if we're going to follow that. So okay, PWs. There it is. Oh, that's the okay. PW historic PW. One or 2. These are PWs 4. We're going to verify that. Yes, these are PWs 4. So actually with a PW1 is equal to 7 knots. PW2 8 knots. PW3 9 knots. PW4 10 knots. Okay, so endurance. Um, 10 days. Okay. Because it's not, this is a coastal defense ships. These are not meant for going in an open ocean, so and that's the important stuff for the Defender, which is the USS Monitor. -4 speed, -4 speed actually, not PW. +2 speed, +3 speed. Okay. Let's go a little bit more. And then we got these calculations. Okay. And we are at 52 minutes. So for some reason erasers like this. Here it is. Okay. So now we're going to do the attacker. The attacker and the offender are going to have the same gun sizes. Canadian Navy. Warship Design Concept. Right one. Right one. Yeah, Naval Warship Design. Name. His attacker. This is the USS Virginia. Variant. Hull size 4. Okay. Hull length. $200 This is actually between 151 and 300 feet. But hull beam, we're going to have that to monitor. Drought, we determined that this was a deep drought, so we're going to go deep. That means mass. Okay, I didn't calculate mass on that. So mass on shallow is between 1 and 4. Mass 1, this is tonnage. Okay, so that'll be between 250 tons. Uh, 1,000 tons. Wait, yeah, 1,000 tons. So minimum is 250, maximum is 1,000. Deep mass. This is anything greater than 8. So mass 9. Displacement is anything greater than 8 times 250, that's 3,000 tons. (2001 plus tons). So to let's say 9, which is 2025, 250. Okay, let's see here, what else? For 6 guns. Six fixed guns. Actually, 4 fixed guns. And to movable guns. Actually, it's be ten knots. Okay, well, actually, I should go like this. Well, speed 2 is actually anywhere between 6 and 10 knots. So we need to have speed 2, well. Okay, so, yeah, okay, speed 2, 6 knots to 10 knots. And then what else? PW1 to PW4. Wait. Historic PW unknown. Wait a minute. Let's look at the data here. One double cycle, 40-inch diameter, 40-inch diameter machinery, and 26-inch stroke bell crank system. That's on the Monitor. Virginia, it says what? Two single back action engines. Cycle 72-inch diameter and 36-inch stacks. Two braided screws. Okay. Let's see what this has to say. USS Monitor, single screw, double trunk engines, top speed, armor, complement 49, 1,000 tons, 987 tons. Okay. Alright, 172 feet by 41 feet, 6 inches by 8 feet, 4 inches. So it had an 8-foot draft. Single screw, double trunk engines. Doesn't say horsepower. Eight-inch armor on turrets, 5-inch armor on hull. They don't, the armor values does not go on inches on this game system. So, okay, so penetration, so you got your penetration values. Penetration 1, which is armor value 1. Excuse me. Armor value 6. Armor value 6. Okay, so you got at close range of armor value of 18. And long range is armor value of 9. Okay. So yeah, and the way that works, each gun also has a penetration value, which is important against armored targets. Usually the gun has two values separated by a slash. The first larger value is penetration at close range. The second value, the smaller one, the second value is penetration at long range. if the armor value of a target exceeds the penetration value of the gun, half the gun's damage value. If this results in fractional hits, roll a die to determine if the hit takes effect, with a roll of 1 to 3, no effect, or roll 4 to 6. For example, a normal damage value of 3, but which hit armor thicker than its penetration, would have a damage value of 1.5. If it caused the result that called for 1 hit per damage value, it would cause 1 hit automatically, and a second hit would roll on a 4 or 6. If the armor value of the target is more than twice the penetration of this firing gun, the gun has no effect. For example, a gun with damage value and penetration of 3 would have damage value of 1.5 against armor 6, but would have no effect against armor of 7. Guns with penetration of 0 do full damage against unprotected targets, half damage against targets with armor value of 1, and have no effect on targets with armor value 2 or greater. Each ship form has a list of armor value of the ship. Ships may have up to 5 armor values: the belt, the deck, battery, bulkheads, and turrets. Okay. So, look at these tables again. The short range penetration, here's the ranges. So you have the penetration at 18 at short range, which is at 14 hexes. Anything longer than 14 hexes is at long range, and our maximum long range is 28 hexes. And that is for modern day breech loading guns. Cannonball, low powered rifle guns have a penetration at 14 and 7. 14 close range is at 9 hexes. Long range is at 18 hexes. And for your machine gun, your quick fire machine cannons, you have range of 3 hexes and 6 hexes, or 2 hexes and 4 hexes, 1 hex for the 1-inch Gatling gun, 1 hex and 2 hexes. Then you got the machine guns. This is a 5-inch Gatling gun, which has a range of 1 hex and 2 hex. Oh, they all have 1 hex, 2 hex. It doesn't matter. They have Mitrailleuse, yeah, okay. Nord 5B, Nord 3B, and Nordenfeld 3-barrel, okay. Nordenfeld 5-barrel, Nordenfeld 3-barrel. So, okay. Yeah, the original Gatling gun was a 5-inch, 0.5-inch Gatling gun, which is a land-based weapon system. Then when they created the naval Gatling gun, which is the 1-inch gun, nobody in the Navy liked the 1-inch Gatling gun at all. They said its performance was very lousy. So, okay, so that's that. So, historic PW, unknown. desired PW. So PW1. Seven knots. PW2. 8 knots. PW3. 9 knots. PW4. 10 knots. Okay, we did mass. And so those are the two warships. And that's the variations of the data. So the next step is the actual following the ship design rules. So that's the next video. And we're going to start out with the Monitor, the Defender first. And that's it for that. And we are at 1 hour and 17 minutes. 18 minutes. It just flipped.